A tear had forced its way out of my eye. It was just running down my cheek like this. And the woman sitting next to me noticed. We'd been chatting away. She was very friendly, in fact. Well, a bit over-friendly, really. I found her slightly irritating, but she noticed. Well, 50 now, she goes on and on, not a moment's peace. I'd sit there with my Walkman on, and she'd lift up one of the ears and... That's taking it a bit far, I think. I went to the toilet and she came round the S-bend. So she was a bit trying. Anyway, of course, eagle-eyed woman here, she noticed everything. She noticed this tear on my cheek, and she looked at me concerned and offered me a sandwich. Well, I took the sandwich and I wiped my face with it. Sat there with bits of tuna fish all round here. Margarine all in my hair. She said, "Oh, you've got margarine in your hair." I said, "Leave me alone." She said... I was overacting slightly, perhaps. She said, "You're upset about something, aren't you?" I said, "Yes." She said, "What is it?" I said, "Well, it's private, if you don't mind." She said, "Oh, tell me about it." I said, "It's a very sad story. You won't be glad I told you." She said, "Tell me anyway." So I did. "Russell, if I'm going to tell this story, could I have my cape of sorrow, please?" Without further ado, if I'm going to get maudlin, I'll want my cape of sorrow on, if you wouldn't mind bearing with me. A change of cape would be ideal. Thank you, Russell. Going to take the other one away as well. So there I was, and oh, the lovely Michael again. He's got a day job, you know, selling heroin to children. It's the sordid side of show business. Anyway, she said, "Tell me the story," and I said, "Well, you plug your guitar in and I will." So I did. The story involved a bricklayer called Wayne. Wayne was married to his work, though, unfortunately. I don't think I ever saw Wayne without a trowel in his hand, and we really didn't get on at all well. He used to come in at all hours, expecting me to rinse out his tool bag, and I wasn't having it. One day we had a flaming row, and Wayne walked out of my life. And I had to face the fact that he had dropped me. She said, "Well, how had he dropped you?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you."
Drop me like a brick.
Like a brick.
Drop me like a brick.
A piece of concrete. A brick.
Drop me like a brick.
We didn't click. You took me sailing on your boat. We hadn't had a lot to drink. You'd been keeping me afloat. I didn't think you'd let me sink. Any port in any storm was my philosophy. I thought your love would keep me warm. But then you dropped me.
Drop me like a brick.
I fell out of your hood, perhaps.
Drop me like a brick.
You dropped me like a brick.
Drop me like a brick.
We didn't click. You had the rudder in your hands. Not only the waves were swelling, but you ran out of fuel now. Was that planned? There's just no way of knowing. You kissed me on the cheek. Then you were gone within a week, I think it was. Oh well.
Drop me like a brick.
You dropped me like a brick.
Drop me like a brick.
Like a brick.
Drop me like a brick.
We didn't click. Suddenly I wasn't alone anymore. A whistling gentleman had come to visit me. And he was wearing a safari jacket. I can see who it is now. It's the lovely Roger. Not now, thank you, Roger. I want to be alone. I've got my cape of sorrow on. You steered me through choppy seas, and you whipped out the oars in a flash. You handled the equipment with perfect ease, but you dropped me with quite a splash. Any port in any storm was my philosophy. I thought your love would keep me warm. You kissed me on the cheek, then you were gone, within a week, I think it was. Oh well.
Dropped me like a brick.
You dropped me like a brick.
Dropped me like a brick.
And I was looking forward to spending some time with you.
Dropped me like a brick.
What have I got to look forward to now? Just quiet evenings at home with the dog.
Dropped me like a brick.
Just the one dog now since you've
Dropped me like a brick.
dropped me like a brick.
Dropped me like a brick. Dropped me like a brick. Dropped me like a brick. Dropped me like a brick. Dropped me like a brick.
Yes, I think we catch the drift. Thank you very much.
Dropped me like a brick.
The backing singers are just rubbing it in now, I think.
Dropped me like a
How long can you make the word brick last? I thank you. You all right, Russell?
Fine, thank you.
You bearing up under the strain?
Very much so.
What do you want to do when you grow up, Russell?
I want to have your babies, Julian.
I make him say that. He's obliged to say anything I want, really. It's in his contract. I'll give you an example. What do you think of me, Russell?
I think you're absolutely wonderful, Julian.
Oh, thank you. And in your own words, Russell,
Sure.
how will you ever repay the debt of kindness that I've shown to you?
Well, you know, quite frankly, Julian, I don't think I'll ever be able to repay the debt of kindness that you've shown to me.
You see what I mean? It's a boon, really. I think everyone should have a pianist. I had to put a clause in Russell's contract recently, though, forbidding the promotion of heterosexual values in my presence. Because you were flaunting it, I'm afraid, Russell.
Brazenly.
Brazenly, shamelessly,
Indeed.
mooselessly.
Very much so. Yes.
Very much so. Yes, that is Russell's catchphrase. It's a bit late in the day now to start coming up with your catchphrase. Wouldn't you say, Russell?
Very much so.
That's right, yes. See? No point in having a catchphrase if you're not going to use it. Right? I went away recently. I went to Thailand, to Marrakesh, which is very nice, very friendly people there. A little bit over-friendly, perhaps. I was just walking down the street, and this boy came up to me, and he said, "My trousers are all wet for you." Well, you don't know how to react, do you? I said, "Well, I'm sure they'll soon dry out in this heat." He followed me for a fortnight, this boy. This damp patch followed me around town. And one day I was just going down to the Medina. Is it the Medina?
The bazaar, I thought it was, isn't it?
Going to the shops, anyway. The Arndale Centre in Marrakesh. And I saw this delightful Moroccan table, so I bought it, which is the shortened version of events.